So, anyways, how was your convention going so far?
We're having a really good time. We
Really?
came in, I think, first day we came in on Thursday, and we've just been enjoying all the fun costumes and everything. So,
Keeping pretty busy, right?
yeah, it's been pretty busy. Yes, we're getting ready to go back for another round this afternoon. So.
Oh, terrific! So let me start with this. And then, you wrote the story for what's it, Redbird?
Yes, it's
here. And so where did the original idea came from?
So for Redbird, we were collaborating with our actor friends, Alex and Ian, and they kind of came up with a topic of having two people that end up kind of in the middle of somewhere, and they have to go through a lot of difficulties. So I've always wanted to work on a Western, so I kind of took that information and then co-wrote it with my husband, Jeremy Osborne, and that's where this kind of started from.
So you're a big fan of Westerns? Like what kind of Westerns are we talking about?
John Wayne. I actually inherited my grandfather's entire collection on VHS, so I do own that. And then also as a kid on Sunday afternoons, I would watch Western TV shows with my dad, and so it was, just something that was always a part of my life and wanted to explore as a filmmaker.
Now, there's all these different types of Westerns, and you took this Western in a more of a dark, gloomy, I don't want to say depressing, but you know, that type of mood. Is that what you're actually going for?
I mean, yes, definitely. And then also, I mean, I currently live in Lawrence, Kansas, but I grew up 40 minutes from Gettysburg. Mm-hmm. So my experience with the Civil War was very different than Lawrence, Kansas. So I moved to Lawrence for school, and you can still see as you're walking, it'll state so-and-so died here. Uh-huh. So this is a narrative. It's not based on a single person, but in Lawrence, Kansas, there was the different part of the Civil War where there was a raid from Missouri came over, and it was just very violent. They killed all the men that were civilians. They burned the city to the ground. So that was another starting point. That incident is very dark and gloomy.
So talk about how you set up the webisodes. I think there was 8.
There's 8.
There's 8 webisodes so far, and you managed to basically truncate it into 3-minute webisodes. Tell me the intentions of doing all this.
Well, I really wanted to experiment with webisodes, and just from going online and looking at other ones that are out there right now, web series, it seems to be that, the quicker you can grab a viewer in, and the better it gains popularity as far as that. I also, when I was kind of researching some of this Western stuff, came across Western serials that people used to read. They were little short stories. Uh-huh. So I thought it was really interesting to kind of combine that idea with a visual 3-minute film that was sort of like an episodic piece.
So when you were writing the story, because I noticed that every webisode was basically like an important event of it. I mean, did you have to basically write one long story and then try to pick out the certain main parts out of it, or did you actually just sit down and say, okay, let's try to write out 8 short stories?
We started with the central idea, if that makes sense. We started with the very first thing of her watching her son get killed. And then we also, when we reached out to Alex and Ian, they're part of this amazing theater group here in Los Angeles, and they had friends that wanted to be a part of it, and they wanted some roles that they wanted to play. So we were able to kind of piece it together from that. For instance, Michael McShane wanted to play drama and comedy, so his character has both of those elements. And then Armin Shimmerman and Kitty Swink, they never really got to be on screen together, so they wanted a scene together. And so that's kind of how it was, very organic. But yes, we did from the beginning. We had a basic plan from A to Z. So.
Now, of course, if I add up all the minutes together, this is not even a half an hour show. I mean, did you wish that you could actually extend it even further, or is there a season 2, or maybe you're going to plan, hopefully, basically trampoline this into a movie? What's going on?
I would love to have a second season. If a movie would be great too, but for this our intention from the get-go for this one was for the episodic web series. But if it grows into something different, we're very open to it.
So where to from now for yourself since this production is all completed?
Well, right now I'm currently, Jeremy and I are co-writing another feature screenplay, so I've got that that I'm working on, and I'm working on several other short films that are in production right now. So.
Terrific. And just one more thing, the cinematography is beautiful.
Oh, thank
I
you.
mean, it did feel like a good period Western. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Jeremy Osborne is also our cinematographer. Very, very talented. And yeah, I mean, we were inspired by the looks of like True Grit and a lot of natural lighting. And also, Jeremy's just an amazing cinematographer. So.
Terrific. Hey, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Yes.
I enjoyed this. Thank
you so much.
Thank you very much. And hopefully you'll balloon it into a movie or something.
That would be fantastic. Well,
Okay.
thank you.
Hey, thank you.